The circus has to, cut you off.
Hello, everyone.
Whoa!
Hi.
So we start with Alex saying the circus has to cut you off for no apparent reason whatsoever. Hello, kitten.
None.
You decide to jump on me as soon as we go live. Hey, everyone. I'm Simon at Wandering DM. Welcome to an all-new Dark Matter episode. I have with me a crew of magnificent, majestic, fun, and awesome players.
Circus.
You've seen them. You've seen their names. You've seen them in the intro sequence. So without further ado, let's just recap our last session and delve into today's episode, which is going to be a shorter session than usual, slightly shorter, since the DM has to drive for an ungodly amount of hours, which is less than the rest of my players did, but is still ungodly. Alright, so, what happened last time?
Oh, we chewed gum and kicked butt.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah. You know what would be fun is if each of us did a section of it.
Oh, it's very simple. I went to try and help, went to find Amanot.
Your ex-husband?
Discovered... No, he's just my ex-fiance. He's currently married to my cousin. I was never married to him. It's fine. It's not a problem. It's not a thing. Who also is the head of the Inquisition, and there are political differences and religious differences there. Sorry. Discovered that it was a trap. Also, this facility would not have been up to my standards in performing medical procedures of any kind whatsoever. Then I decided when we found out it was a trap that I should remove the patient from the scene. Came back and spent the rest of, the interactions with a bunch of mind flayers frozen.
So while Kevichet got stunned, we all tried to cleanse the incursion of these mind flayers, and Doxy, using his gadgetry, was able to lock down a few of the creatures, and was very thankful for Kevichet's quick thinking of getting rid or removing the patient from the scenario. Last time I shot my blaster more often than I thought I would.
More often than you've done in the entire series so far.
More than likely, it had nothing to do with the fact that midway during the combat, I got paralyzed by one of the mind flayers. I mean, I did do a tremendous amount of damage on one that probably pissed it off, and then hilarity ensued. And I also gained a follower in Twitch who decided to charge with a big, I believe it was a big wrench.
Yeah, picked up on the ship.
As you do. And I forgot if he kicked ass or not. That part escapes me.
It took a while, but it Twitch did its part.
He did its part, and then we all looked right and laughed.
And then there was
the trooper.
Yep. And there was, the Captain Stephanie, who was also stuck by a mind blast and being rescued by apparently her second-in-command / infatuated puppy by Lieutenant Commander Alphonse, I believe.
Yes, because you guys have way too much in insight and abilities to read other people's minds.
Well,
Maybe they just need to be a little bit more concealed with their intentions.
Yep.
What did we do with the ship that we found them on?
Oh no, they're still there. The ship is still there.
As we pick back up today, everyone will, for the sake of brevity, the other ship has been cleansed and purged. I remember.
I took a few small samples. I asked Twitch to grab a few small samples.
You mean bits of mind flayer?
Yes.
Okay.
He took his claw, just grabbed, and
Yep.
It's okay. I just need the genetic coding and things so I can make more inoculations.
if they said more mind flayer, that would have been terrifying.
No.
I'm just imagining Twitch whining about why am I doing this again?
This is so gross. I can feel the ickiness on my fingers. Oh yeah, right.
Right in the face.
Look, guys, I'm wearing its face.
It's clear that at some point it took a mind flayer head and put it on its own and be like, I have a hat.
Of course
now
he
I'm
did.
now I'm real flesh.
Am I a real
You're-
boy now?
Mm,
And also, it was asked by Eddard that Twitch retrieve the flamethrower from the ship and use it to cleanse the sepulture ship with it.
Cleanse with the holy fire, please.
And cleansed it has been. We'll pick back in the Scarlet Trust. Thank you, not thrust.
Freudian slip, maybe.
Yeah, sure. In the Scarlet Trust.
well, the captain isn't here. Somebody had to be there.
You're
Yep.
still ducked to the other ship. Zendak is speaking with Stephanie and Alphonse on the other ship. Thank you. And while that is happening, what are you doing on your own ship?
Well, I believe it's time to prep for surgery, so I will find the either scrubs or a sexy nurse outfit and just start dressing up.
There's no such thing as a sexy nurse outfit on my ship. There are scrubs. They're over there. If you want to be helpful, actually be helpful. Also, possibly get that captain and the lieutenant because they're the only people left alive. I do want to do a full medical workup on them, make sure they're not infected and possibly sleeper agents.
Not a bad idea. I'm going to grab a pair of scrubs and walk out. And as I walk out, I say, any pair of scrub is sexy nurse outfit with me. I'm going to walk out. Nope. Door closed.
I don't understand that. Just don't. It's fine, whatever. I have enough other things to worry about at the moment.
Well, Doxy would be prepping or assisting Kevchet in prepping the medical center in a technological capacity, making sure that she has all the data, making sure that she has a fresh resource or fresh inoculation of the nanites, making sure those are all prepped, while also having Loxy do a thorough sweep of both ships to make sure that everything is cleansed and kind of doing data readout of why this happened, kind of doing simulation run-throughs is how I'll put it.
And before we do before she does anything medical with Amanat, she has sedated him and gone for MRIs, CAT scans, SCTs, contrasting images, making sure that it's the easy route of just using the vaccination and not just the complicated route of doing a full brain surgery. Either of which she can do, she just needs to know which one is the best at the moment.
All right, and with that done, you find out that your vaccine might not work on Amanat at the moment, because while the other people were infested with a larva from God knows how, this is still something that you need to figure out. Amanat was taken what a mind flayer would do to someone if they managed to grab on with their tentacles. So it's already bigger. It's already growing within the brain. The vaccine might help. It might not. You're not sure. But you see that his brain is already pressed on his skull with the larva. You can even see on your CAT scans the small tentacles. It looks like a tiny mustache on a mini mind flayer.
Nice.
Yeah, that thing's nasty looking. All right then. Well, in that case, we need to be a little bit more aggressive about things. And she would say, Walter, would you be a dear and engage quarantine protocols for the med bay? I do wish to make sure that the captain and that Captain Stephanie and Lieutenant Commander Alphonse are inside the med bay at the time, but before we begin, I want to ensure that there's no way these things are getting out.
Do you wish for me to call them here?
Yes, I want to make sure that they aren't infested as well, and I can sedate them and then just keep them in stasis until we're ready to proceed and, do full scans on them. I'm invoking my medical privilege on this one.
All right, give me just a second. Pinging the other ship.
And while this is happening, Doxy would kind of overhear this and start prepping for full 3-dimensional scans and holographic displays, so that way she can start so that Kevichet can start doing her magic, her medical magic.
All right.
And she's going to be looking at him going, what I'd really like is I'd like a 3D imager in a hard light display surgical suite. That would be very nice.
Wait, surgical suite?
Yes, of course. Haven't you seen? And then she'll start sending you the details.
brochures, the brochures, hard things. Oh, I've been looking at these for ages. Never afford them.
So that would explain why we've got a lot of salespeople come by the ship trying to sell their wares.
They don't come to the
I was
ship.
wondering why that kept happening at the Vex Foundry.
You don't. Okay, and it's a bunch of them look like the whole the medical facility in the Ariel episode of Firefly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you have the touch hard light image, and that you can move and then perform complex surgery through the image, and it's like, and when we have time, it just
Well, I mean, all right.
Well, I'm not saying that you have to do it now, but I'm just saying it might be helpful in the future.
I'll add it to my project list. And Doxy will and I'm maybe putting a little bit more score than I should be, but Doxy will be adding it to his list
Of things to do eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
You can, however, if you wanted to aid her with your hard light displays, that's something you can do right now. Can't really change the whole med bay to a hard light suite, but
I could do. Well, I have the Light Forge, so I could do something where it's minor things, or at least. Well, I guess it's up to you of what intricacy I can build with that. It's a 6th level ability, I think.
I think I'll be honest, I think she doesn't want, for right this second, she wouldn't want anything new that she'd have to get used to before performing doing surgery.
That makes sense.
I have my system. I'm very used to my system. I would love an upgrade, but that's in the future. Right now, and I only thought of it because you had these wonderful displays, and they're absolutely fabulous. So when we get there,
I completely understand. And he pops up 4 more displays and starts digging into trying to improve the nanite codes so that we can counteract this new level of infestation.
Yes. So, Walter, were you able to get hold of them?
yes, they're on their way.
Oh, good. Eddard, you're going to be less of a nurse and more of a stand there and shoot things if things get complicated. Well, I can't hear you, so...
I'm gonna take my gloves off, my mask off, my little hat off. I wasn't ready for this.
Well, no, I understand, but apparently this thing is much larger than just a little tadpole, and we don't know how infected they are yet, or if they are at all, so we'll let Doxy do the programming, I'll do the surgery, you shoot things that might come out of nowhere.
Okay, so you're thinking that something might come out of him or them?
It's entirely possible.
Oh man, okay, no problem.
Not-
I'm gonna...
Not my desired outcome, but possible.
All right.
I'll be ready for anything in this case. I apologize, my internet keeps going down.
It's okay. We haven't seen you lag out or anything.
Oh, I've seen you poof out of existence for a little bit.
Okay.
Oh.
So your patient is prepped, sedated, unconscious, You
Mhm.
have your tools.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to do this?
Well, if it's larger, she wants to do the same kind of thing that she did with Dredrick and lobotomize the actual lava itself.
All right. Can you make a... We'll start with just a dexterity check. Or actually, are you proficient with surgical tools? I assume you are.
Well, I don't know because it's not a tool set that we actually have. I mean,
Oh,
I would
it's medicine.
assume
I'm an
Yeah.
idiot. It's medicine.
I'm proficient in medicine.
Yeah, so make a medicine check. We'll start with that.
And since I've been, 'cause my intention was to assist her in any way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
and I have skills and all kinds of tools. So, I mean, I kind of imagine I would be essentially providing her, like, if she's missing something, or if she's like, oh, I need a contraption that can do this, I can be like, bang, 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 and like within an action, crank something out
Yeah.
with a light forge.
Yeah.
Then I'll
So-
say make medicine with advantage.
Okay. And I'll be freely honest. She's very good at what she does, and performing surgery is fine. But there's a reason you don't always perform surgery on people you know. So she's going to take a moment and cast guidance on herself to make sure that she doesn't stress out about things.
May the void guide me.
Exactly. So
Plus your d4.
plus my d4.
Come on, big money.
That was 19
All right.
with that.
with that
the-
+1.
with the +1.
You open up Aminot's skull, and your hands tremble just slightly, and you end up cutting a little deeper than what you would have liked.
Yeah.
It, hopefully, you tell yourself it won't have any long-lasting ramifications. You remove the skull plate, and now comes the moment where you have to scoop up the brain, lift it to look at the larva underneath it. Using Doxy's hard light tools, you manage to have him help you basically with little hard light claws move the brain away so that nothing touches it, because it's light, so nothing but light touches it. And you see the tiny creature under.
Mhm.
It's stuck to the underside of the brain, and it's feeling the gray matter with its tentacles. And the more it feels, the redder you see the brain becomes in that area.
Mhm.
You notice too that the pod thing,
Mhm.
whatever that is, has, let's say that it looks like tiny headphones attached to it with a blinking red light.
Doxy? Well, more accurately, Walter, are there any outgoing signals on this ship at the moment?
No, ma'am. None.
As soon as she says that, Doxy would be like, "I'm on it," and like he goes in like full hacker mode, like sweeper. Like, I mean, I thought we already did sweeps, so
You did. Make a general data check, technology check. We'll go with
I mean,
technology.
My antivirus and protection protocols are still in place, as far as I'm aware.
technology check. You
Yeah,
said,
technology.
damn, because data is, I have, it's fine. What did I roll? I didn't see it.
It's
What
a
the
natural 1.
Jesus.
So looking at the tiny headphones, you go like, "Oh, these are headphones,"
Oh.
and that's all you know. But you would know that it emits with a 9. You'd know at the very least that this is emitting a very low powered like RFID field.
Right. So it can be scanned.
It can
but
be
it's not
scanned.
something- Like it's like close proximity.
Yep.
Signaling. Got it. Okay.
Like a chip, if you will.
Right. Right. This is activated close proximity, so we best be careful. Unfortunately, it is technology I'm not quite familiar with.
Well, so you want it intact then?
Yes, so I can. Well, yes. Make sure that it is not flustered, since I'm not sure quite what it does.
Well, in that case, let's just do the best we can.
No big deal. We're just upping the stakes.
We're upping the stakes. Eddard, be a dear. Hold the
Oh.
gun on. Make sure your gun is ready.
All right. I don't think I've ever shot somebody that's currently being operated on. That's gonna be fairly new.
Well, if I do this and it summons more people from the ethereal plane and they just suddenly show up in here,
Oh, good point. I'm not concerned about him. I'm concerned about anything else that could come in.
at the moment, yes.
We don't have like a shield around the ship that prevents that.
Not that I know of.
No, but I can look into it in the future.
Oh, they got rid of it. I think there was like an ability for this that I can see through.
However, it can't discern color nor use illusions, invisibility, or magical darkness.
Yeah, so there was one that I could potentially see through into the ethereal plane, but that's okay.
All right.
It's,
Well,
it would have helped you a lot on the other ship.
Well, Aura, which one is it? Thermal
Aura
sight or Aura sight?
Or
Aura
sight,
sight?
just around any visible creature that bears
Yeah.
magic, so they have to be visible.
Yeah. So thermal sight would have been the one that. Okay, so I'm gonna have my visor set to thermal sight.
All right.
all right
All right,
then. Well,
I'm ready.
I'm going to remove. Well, I think what I'm going to do first is just use the laser scalpel and lobotomize this small wriggling thing so it no longer can be a problem, and then surgically remove it from the brain, return the brain, and begin healing. And then take a look at the scans from those other two, because this is disconcerting.
Then make an attack roll with advantage.
Mm.
Ooh.
Oh, that'll be fine. I don't like your fingers going on like that.
Steeple.
I was thinking tentacles, but
So
Oh,
a
that's
20.
A 20. You pierce the larva through the brain with your laser scalpel. It goes in like butter. It stops feeling. The little red light on the side of its head on its headphones starts blinking faster.
Eddard, be prepared. This is about to go badly.
Can I try to disarm this thing? I may not know what it is, but can I try to disarm it?
Oh my god, it could be a explosive.
Sure. Make a technology check with disadvantage. Because you really don't know what it is. You're going off of anything that comes to mind.
Can I cast guidance on him?
Yeah, you have time for that. You each have time for one action, I'll say. So even
I-
Eddard.
Literally, if I see this stop
Well-
blinking, she'll reach. She won't even say anything. She'll just reach around and put her hand on Doxy's shoulder.
Can I argue that this would be a circuitry kit test?
Circuitry is even better. Yep.
Because I have expertise in that.
Then go with circuitry. With disadvantage anyway, but still.
And your D4.
Oh.
Ooh.
And a D4.
Yeah.
21.
You throw yourself on Aminot's body and pick up the larva. You extract it with speed and force. Yeah, it makes like a Velcro sound. You remove the tiny thing and you encase it in a ball of hard light, expecting for it to blow, and it doesn't do anything. and the light turns off. Whatever it was, it's been deactivated.
Jettison this out of this ship. Just in
Well,
case
no-
it's a beacon.
Well,
There's no signal going out of the ship.
there's no signal leaving the ship.
Yeah.
We checked that.
It was close proximity, so.
Well, let me finish with him. And then I'm going to do the same examination on the other two, and I want a full examination of everyone on the ship. And
Alphonse and Stephanie go, "You're not touching our brains."
Haha, you're sedated.
Yeah. Yeah.
I turn around with two sedated guns. Go, all right, they're good.
Sorry, just the way you said that, Alex, was fucking great.
you are sedated.
I am sedated. What is that song? Oh man,
Oh god, I want to be sedated.
I want to be sedated. Yeah.
Oh my god, now I have that stuck in my head. That'll be great. All right. Well, sorry, darlings. Captain, I have a request from you. As she begins to put things back in place.
Oh yeah, it's me, Zendak.
Thank you.
Uncanny.
I'm invoking my privilege as a medical professional and declaring a quarantine situation and a necessary possible infection of 2 of your knights, and therefore require permission to perform medical procedures on them.
They're not my
Give me-
knights, but
give me
go right
prefer-
ahead.
Thank you, Captain.
At this point, all the Wismo just escapes in a riot.
And then she's going to cast Cure Wounds on Amanat at 3rd level.
So you go in to cast your spell, and the whole ship turns dark.
Fucking hell.
Haha, light.
But not just dark, like black, like the void.
Well,
And you
Oh.
find yourself floating in midair. The surgical table in front of you. Surgery table in front of you with Amanat lying motionless. And echoing from the black is this slow moan. Like wind blowing through a tunnel. And then in the distance, something immense moves. You can see a darker shape upon the black, like some Venta black thing on the blackened sky. It moves with speed and doesn't make a sound. But you hear a voice following after it that says, "You could do this, my daughter. You can end the crusade against the black and free your brothers and sisters from the burning light of the sun. The Inquisitor's life is in your hands." And the
well,
black...
since you've
Oh, go.
never asked me to violate my oaths as a doctor, I'm never going to do that.
So be it. And light comes back. So you heal Amanat,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to lose your +1 linked to the
Yeah.
void.
I figured. It's a 24.
Yeah, I mean, the scar won't even show. He even stirs. Not awaken, but just through, like, the sheer healing magic you pumped into him, most of the sedatives have gone away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's gonna have one massive headache.
There's an eye that barely opens, and it looks haggardly at all 3 of you, and then falls back unconscious. But you hear the machines, the heartbeat going up and down. Doot. 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 It seems that for now, Amanat lives.
Well then, that's step one. And she'll go over and reset the sedation and make sure that he just sleeps normally, and then peels off the gloves and turns to the other two knights and, takes the lava that's still there and puts it in the infectious disease locker and just walks over to the two knights and begins full medical scans on them.
And they are clean.
Oh, good.
Nothing on them.
She'll use that opportunity to vaccinate them.
You have potentially saved 2 more lives.
Potentially saved.
Well, I mean, they can die of anything else, just they can't die of illithid now.
They can't be infected.
Which it does sound like a disease now that you say it. Like, I've caught illithid.
I mean, we've
It's
seen the video from Neverwinter.
From Baldur's Gate 3,
Baldur's
you
Gate,
mean?
yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I'm sorry. I missed.
Aren't
Wrong city.
please, if you fear that you might be experiencing,
A case of
possibility
illithid. Speak
please
to your
see your
doctor.
medical professional.
Oh boy.
Side effect may include tentacles.
I mean, I was thinking about that time in college when I kissed someone and then I got mono.
It's worse.
Got mono
Way
with a
worse.
side case of illithid.
Yeah, exactly.
I
you
had
see
to take antibiotics for a week.
If you see these signs, then you may have caught the illithid.
Please
Seeing
seek
purple,
medical help.
tentacles, squishy sounds, dark vision,
Please seek
telepathy.
Please seek medical help immediately.
If you have an unnatural mustache growing from your top lip, please, please
I
consult
can't. And then you're gonna
medical
have.
professional.
I swear you're gonna soon have firm lawyers going
Yes.
like showing a picture of Kebichet on the news, going like, "Has this person tried illithid surgery on you? Are you
you
stuck
wanna-
with severe side cases of other whatever? You can call
We're
us."
here to fight for you.
Have you or a loved one suffered from illithid?
She's gonna turn to Doxy and Eddard and say, "Thank you very much for your assistance. I believe now the immediate danger has passed. I need to deal with my patients."
I thought we were gonna blow up because of that blinking light.
I'm
Well-
just going to figure out what this is and dispose of it.
Well, maybe see if
And-
you can pull anything from it, because if other people are infected with that same kind of thing, and possibly it's a means of identification, and if we can determine
Of
it's...
course. Of
Well, you
course.
do everything that you do, and you do it wonderfully.
Thank you, Medea. You as well.
Thank you. I'm going to take this opportunity to meditate and just calm down a little bit. Shoo.
And with Doxy nervously looks around, walks away, goes to an engineer, or he'd probably go to the arcane laboratory or one of those places, whichever one makes most sense for me to take this object.
Yeah, let me change the map for you if you need to.
I can't remember.
Wrong.
No. Volleyball zone here, the danger
Yeah.
zone. Who's been editing this map?
People have been writing on it,
Yep. I don't know who.
and it's one of you.
I plead the fifth.
But the arcane lab would be probably the. Mind you, it depends on if you think it's magical or physical. If it's physical, then the workshop would be the best place. If you think there's magical components in it, the arcane lab would be the best one.
I believe the workshop, because I mean this is more meta knowledge. Can I maybe let me roll something for this so that way I don't feel like a meta playing a meta. Can I do like history or like just to understand like the illithids?
Yeah, or do you have detect magic?
Oh yeah, I could turn on the visor to detect magic.
So if you do, you'd realize that there's no magic in this.
Okay, that's way easier. Yeah. So Doxy would basically flip over to his aura sight on his visor and Piran, to the workshop then, and head down.
All right. And by the way, this device is no bigger than a quarter.
Sure. It's
Like
like a flat, almost flat.
It's U-shaped.
Interesting.
And it has it looks like a pair of headphones. Except it's each, like, let's say earmuffs of the headphones had like little prongs on the inside to like attach within the larva or something to stick it to it. You don't know how they've put that inside the head, but clearly there was surgery necessary for that to be crafted on.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's see. With all of my skills in data, technology, circuitry, tinkering, hacking, investigation.
I would not even ask you for a roll.
Okay.
Because you have way too many skills. And
This is kind of what I do.
What to do with it. Yep. It takes you about an hour, though, of tinkering with it to see
Okay.
what exactly it is. And it's a media device.
Interesting. Like a storage device?
Yeah. But it
Media
has
storage.
one file in it. And the way you think it works is, unless you want to play it right now, it would only play back when the Mind Flayer came to through Aminot. So the moment Aminot would have become a Mind Flayer, this would have played back. And
I see.
probably,
Kind of like an indoctrination in some way.
yeah, in a way.
Okay. So like based upon the tinkering and kind of like seeing how this is going to trigger, this media would play in the event that this would happen.
Yep.
Okay.
And this headphone is made of a strange alloy that, upon playing with it, you realize that you can almost, cell by cell stretch it. It takes
So
a while.
Pliable.
It's pliable. Takes a while to ply it, to twist it, to bend it. Doesn't take a lot of strength, but it seems like despite there being no resistance, it takes a while to fold. You believe that it would essentially be around his neck or maybe his head once the larva had come out.
I see. So I'm furiously basically taking notes. Like, I kind of imagine Doxy in kind of like a like mad, like ooh.
There's
that's-
lightning in the background.
Like, yeah, it's like, and just like, oh, I like this material, and like trying to mimic, like basically taking samples and storing things, and then he would get onto the comms and say, well, I've determined what this is, and well, looks like your fiance was to be indoctrinated into the fold, as it were.
Ex-fiance. I mean, I don't want to belabor a point, but he is currently married.
Yes, of course. Your previous love. I'm not good with these things. You know this, Cabochette.
It's okay. It's fine. I understand. Well, if it's an indoctrination of some sort, and it has a file.
Yes, and I would divulge just like, yeah, it seems there's some sort of media device, and Well, it would essentially bind them to some form with the others. So it's a slave collar, and I guess I suppose is one way to put it.
Well then. Any way to well, because it didn't show up on my medical scans, so it's not. Is there any way to determine if we can scan for it in the future?
Simon, would I be able to adjust my scanning equipment and other sensors to be able to detect this kind of device?
Make a circuitry check. On a 7... whatever. I was gonna say on a 17 or above, but sure, it could have been a freaking 31. Yeah, you know how to scan for these. You have the telltale signal that it has.
Okay.
You can find it now. The
Okay.
exact frequency of it.
Yeah. Even modulations of it, I'll make sure that the algorithms count for any kind of modulation.
Did you want to play the message?
I will wait until we meet in the room
Okay.
with everyone.
All right. So during that time, Eddard,
Yes.
what do you do?
Well,
You've
everybody
been told
seems
to vacate the med facility.
right. Everybody seems to be asleep on one side. The other ship has been cleansed. But what's happening to it? Is it just like floating out in space?
Right now, it's floating out in space until it's linked to yours. Both ships are docked together, and you're just basically waiting for Stephanie and Alphonse to come back to their senses, and Aminot, so they can lift him back to the main ship, and then off the Avira lines.
I'm gonna go take a look at the other ship, see if there's anything we missed. I mean, we did torch the whole thing from the inside, but just in case.
Sure, make an investigation check.
Oh boy. Huh, I'm actually proficient.
You sound
You-
so surprised.
I am.
You find a secret compartment in the ship.
Oh
like a
damn.
smuggling compartment. And when you open it, inside is a strongbox marked with the emblem of both the Knight of the Sepulchre and the Avira Holy Inquisition. And it's marked on it for emergency purposes only. Do not open.
I feel quite compelled to open it.
No.
You open it, and inside are the following items.
Oh lordy.
I said inside are the... Where is my dark matter book? Great, I lost them. Why? How come?
Oh, technology.
Yeah, what the hell, technology? Oh, there it is.
This is why I study it in depth. So I
Yeah.
can always fix it.
Well,
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
in my case, it's
Pretty much.
magic. It's all magic.
Have you tried resetting the incantation again?
Oh, please work. Goddamn Windows. That's my incantation to the God Machine.
Hashtag first streamer.
Yeah. So inside the container is an Avira Sunstaff and a pair of swarm pistols.
Regular or gnomish?
Regular. They're branded with the pistols are branded with the symbol of the Knights of the Sepulchre on it.
Don't mind if I do. I'm gonna bring that on board our ship. At worst, we're gonna give it back. At best, I'm gonna forget about it. And then we get some bits.
And can you roll a d24 or 2d12, I should say? Thank you for the pro streamer vibes.
Six.
That's another item in the box. 6, you said.
6. 4 and 2.
Yeah, so 6.
Math. Yeah, kind of. I think.
Um,
Doxy, can you back me on that?
Carry the 2. Yes.
Thank you.
So you take the staff, by the way, is in 3 parts. It needs to be like screwed up and everything.
Yeah, I can figure that out.
The pair of pistols, you remove them, you lift the cloth underneath it, and you find an item about yay big. It's flat, it looks like a cog, and it has all the telltale signs of a graft, an implant, if you will. You can call it, though you don't know what it is, but it's going to be easier for me if we put the name in right away. A concentration module.
Okay.
And the last item, unless somebody else donates, is an Ankh.
What now?
You know this type of like it's like
An
a cross, an Ankh with a circle around it.
It's an Egyptian holy symbol.
ANKH.
Right. ANKH. Oh, okay.
It's golden, solid, and it sheds a soft white light. If you turn it around in your hands, you'll notice an inscription in the back that says, "Go with the grace of the sun above."
Okay. More than likely, we can't keep any of that because it belongs to probably the people we just rescued for that ship. Bring it on board just in case something happens to the ship and it needs to be jettisoned into a sun. Any kind of personal items out of the bedrooms that were left unscathed, or everything has been thoroughly cleansed?
Everything's been thoroughly cleansed. Twitch is still there, looking over your shoulder, looking at you, opening this box and go like, "Ooh, oh, I'd like to try that. Oh, can I have that? Can I have it?"
Oh, no.
But I can have the staff.
Preemptive, no.
The Ankh.
No.
I can have the graft. I'm a robot. This could go well over my eye. Like,
I take it and I try to like push it inside every bits that I can find. See, it doesn't fit.
no, it doesn't. It's made to go in a humanoid that isn't a robot. But that is what you find.
All right. I'm going to put everything back in the box and go back on the ship. Well, wait till everybody finds out what I found. I'm going to go put that on the kitchen table, pool table. No, kitchen table.
Cling, cling. All right. Kimbichet, you are in the med center.
Mm-hmm.
And you are meditating. Everything is calm, except for the occasional beep of the machines. It almost has a certain cadence to it. Well, it does, and it's easy to lull you to almost sleep. And again, the ship becomes dark. And then a voice resounds in the back of your mind. Why?
I've never had to kill anyone on my table. I'm never going to.
The light burns. They would not have done the same for you.
I already know I'm better than them. Just proves it. Maybe he'll reconsider.
That would be a sight indeed.
He serves these knights. They're supposed to curb the Inquisition.
And there's a light that shines in the dark right over the surgical table where Aminot rests. He is an infernal beacon in the dark. The light burns everything it touches without any regards to whom it hurts.
Yeah.
The light is anathema to the order of the universe. It shelters those that should have died. It heals wounds that should have been left to fester. It does it too much. The Old One has a plan in store for you, my daughter. Do not fall for its words. And the dark recedes. And that's when you hear a clang, clang, ling, ling, ling coming from the kitchen.
Walter, what did they break?
It seems like Eddard has brought in a sizable crate of, how do you call that? Loot?
Oh. Well then. Walter, I'll leave you for monitoring duties. Let me go see what Eddard hasn't broken. If they begin to wake up, please give me a call.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them leave. Yet.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, darling. Eddard, what did you break?
My own heart. I won't be able to do anything with what I found.
Oh, you found things?
I found things, but they don't belong to us.
You just like hear the scurrying of short gnomish legs running. Yeah, exactly. The echoing of the hall.
That
Like-
was fast.
Kevichet's walking down the hall and she's just like, like purelling her hands as she does. So, what have we got? What did you
Well,
find?
I have a thing just like yours. I think it's a staff. It's coming out in 3 pieces, just like one of those martial art thing. I think
Oh, yes.
we have some pistols that I'm pretty sure belongs to either of the Sepulchre Knight. We have this cog thing that doesn't fit on Twitch. I tried inserting into every orifices I could find. Doesn't work.
That doesn't go on in organics.
Oh, well, tough luck, buddy. And I found this golden thing.
And that's the thing that made the most noise. If you lift it, it's heavy, it's hefty. And it is made to go on a chest piece of an armor.
Does it look
Twitch?
familiar?
Make a history check.
Can I assist with that?
Oh yeah, you're all
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. My thought was like I was about to do the same thing, so I'll just assist you.
Well, whoever has the highest history can roll with advantage.
I have an 8.
A +8?
Yeah.
Go right ahead. You can take the plus advantage. The only reason she was asking is because, she grew up there.
Right. Well, my thought was I was gonna have Loxy do like a background check kind of thing and
Yep.
all that.
And
Yep,
it's
cool.
not that rare an item.
So 23.
With a 23, you would know that this is an Ankh, an Ankh of Ra. It is a holy
Oh.
symbol of the sun above. But when affixed to a piece of armor, or even clothing, it's weird on clothing. Like, as long as it's padded clothing, it's sturdy enough to hold the weight
Support
of it. Yeah, to support it. If you drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage while you're attuned to this Ankh, you instead regain automatically 4d10 hit points.
Holy crap!
It works
Yep.
once. It's a lifesaver.
And Kibicha just kind of looks at it and goes, well, that's what they were talking about.
What do you mean? Who we're talking about? What?
Oh, divine conversations.
So you have a direct line to the void?
Yes.
I guess that's how cleric works. Okay. The only direct line I have is with Twitch
Hi, boss.
I
and
could-
Doxy.
Can I call you boss?
You can call me whatever you want.
Think we can meld the Ankh and put it in my plating? I'd be like a golden boy.
How about we don't? How about we really, really don't?
I mean, it doesn't belong to us.
Twitch
None
replies,
of those.
sad face.
All right, don't have a face.
Well, I
You need
do.
to have- It's inarticulate. Yeah, I get it.
It's not really considered the.
It's not ours. We're gonna give it back to them when they wake up.
Well, you're going to give it back to him.
Well, that yeah, but the rest.
I mean, you
except for the
found it in a
staff.
hidden compartment. They won't miss it if it's not there anymore. Chances are they don't
He
even
will.
know it existed.
He does.
Oh, I doubt it.
He knows exactly what's in there.
Can we keep the pistols?
No.
The staff?
No.
The cog?
No.
Can we keep anything? Come on, I
No.
want to keep something.
You can keep the box.
Your dignity.
Oh, that sucks. We can't keep the box if we don't keep the items. We're gonna have to put them in something.
Then that's what we'll do. But no, we're not keeping any of this. And Twitch, I wouldn't trust you with that stuff. Not until you've had many more years of experience with it.
I've
You
been
shoot
fighting
with
with
it?
a wrench. I mean, staff is just like a longer wrench.
Except it's also designed to be a blaster. So you don't want to shoot yourself accidentally in the face now, do you?
I'm a good enough blaster person.
When you spin a staff, you can hit yourself in the face with it. If you hit yourself in the face with this staff, you'd shoot yourself.
It's only you'd have brain everywhere. Let's not do that.
There's no brain, there's just my motherboard in here. Motherboard and processor.
Yes, of course, his core processing unit is in the middle of his chest. We remember this.
Everything else is in my skull, where it can be shot at and destroyed.
Let's not prove that theory.
It's a flaw in my design.
We'll work on that. Doxy could probably improve it if you really want to talk to him about it, but realistically speaking, from personal experience, those are complicated and not easy usage.
So the patients, Doc?
The healing.
How long? Because we're still tethered to their ship, floating in the middle of nowhere, and we just repelled another attack from Illitids. Who knows when they're coming back to check on their buddies?
You really want to go? Fine, let's go wake them up. We can wake them up. This will be fine.
That's
Before you
That's-
do, Doxy, just before I
Yeah.
forget, you recognize the cog almost instantaneously.
Okay.
This is a concentration module.
Ah.
It's a brain implant that essentially can make anyone maintain their concentration through the worst possible scenario with ease. In game terms, it changes your concentration checks to the check for your spellcasting ability. So instead of a
okay.
Constitution save, it would be an Intelligence save, or a Wisdom save, or a Charisma save.
Got it.
It needs to be implanted. So you need to have a doctor and a technologist or a circuitry specialist or you know what. You could even attempt to do it on yourself if you wanted to. Though it might be preferable if you have help from a medical professional.
Let me get my gloves. I'll take care of that.
Let's not.
Doxy would attempt to surmise whether or not this technology was implanted previously and removed.
Oh no, it's fresh.
Okay, so it's a fresh item that's just there and maybe potentially was going to be used by someone. Well,
what's your intelligence score?
Mine?
Yeah.
20.
Okay. Looking at everything that's on the table, you realize that everything here is made to transform a regular, unarmed, let's say, priest of the sun above into an efficient fighting machine.
I see. So kind of like a next level priest, or leveling up a priest, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will expound upon that to my comrades. Well, it seems that some of this may have just been there as a precaution for future use. Didn't necessarily belong to anyone in particular.
Well, the Ankh we're not going to keep.
That I understand. I never trust those religious relics anyway.
Well, that particular religion, yes, I've been given certain warnings about concerns. If you want to keep the concentration...
Well, I would staff too. I've always been curious about the technology, but I never wanted to ask you if I could tinker with yours. I mean, you only have one, so I didn't want to mess it. I didn't want to break it.
You would not touch my staff with a 10-foot pole.
See, that's why I waited until we found another one.
I will let you scan this one.
Ooh, maybe we can reverse engineer it.
Okay, and like
realistically speaking, it's Doxy. I don't want to be impolitic about this, but it's 3 times the size you are.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I get that, but I can still use it for, and like kind of like try to figure out like some way that he's gonna use it, like
for shower curtain.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
No, I was going to attach it to Lola. Yes.
We're not attaching it to Lola.
And there'd be a downgrade for that weapon?
Well, I mean, I would amplify it, but just make it ship worthy.
No, you can scan it, and then we'll give it back to him, and it can get off this ship.
Alright, well, let's go wake up one of the people. I don't know which.
Yeah.
We're not gonna wake up Aminot just yet, are we?
Yes.
Yes, Doxy.
If they leave with the items just like sitting there, Doxy will straight up take the staff and the cog.
All right.
I left the items there.
Do you scan the staff?
I will scan the staff, but I also try to take it.
So
and I'll do so sneakily.
You would know that this staff, it's in 3 parts. Each part is roughly 2 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
It is a +2 Avira Sun staff.
I take it.
The only one who's proficient with it is me.
I don't care.
Do you also scan those swarm pistols?
Yes, I do.
All right. The swarm pistols are a pair of magical swarm pistols called Wheel and Woe.
Hmm.
If they both hit the same target, and it needs not be the same person that wields them both, but so long as within the same turn they both hit the same target, they deal an additional 2d8 points of damage.
Wow.
Ow.
If they don't, the wielder of each pistol takes a d4 points of damage.
Oh, jeez.
Wheel
Um,
and Woe.
Well, so did I'm blanking now because I got excited about the technology. Did they already? Oh, hi, Kat. Did they already take the swarm pistols or no?
No.
They're on the table.
Okay,
Capuchin hasn't touched any of it. She just looked at it.
right. No, I wasn't sure if Eddard had taken the swarm pistols or not. Yeah, Doxy will scan the pistols but not take them. Will scan the staff. Definitely take that, and we'll take the cog.
All right. Shove it all in your bag.
Yeah, and I'll just like sneakily walk back to the engineering bay and like, as a smuggler, I have a stash in the engineering bay that no one knows about, and don't you dare start going looking for it now that I've talked about it out of character.
Yeah, I forgot you have a smuggler stash. So we see Doxy whistling unscrew a plate on the wall in the engineering bay, move the metal plate to the side, and there's probably already stuff in your smuggler stash, like stuff that you like, keepsakes and such, and you put the staff and the module in there and just screw the lid back on, and no one's the wiser.
Oh, look, the sun staff has disappeared. Gee, I wonder who took it.
Well, Twitch was really into the staff.
Damn it, Twitch.
So was Doxy.
you
Walter.
head back. Yep.
That would be the question, but no. No, she's heading to the med lab.
And in the med lab you find yourself surrounded by 2 Knights of the Sepulchre that are asleep, and 1 Aminot who's slowly waking up. Very slowly.
Should I get him a cup of coffee?
No, I can do something faster.
Oh god, I'm gonna take a step back. I don't know what's happening.
Shh.
She takes out her staff and just like cow
No. No. She walks up and just kind of holds his beak shut for 20 seconds.
Oh, that's
Oh.
mean.
Oh yeah.
Trying to kill me, are you?
No, I saved your life. You're welcome.
There's other ways to wake someone up, you know?
I didn't slap you.
I didn't either. Didn't think of it.
What is this place?
You're in my medical facility. Hold still.
I'm your
And
prisoner,
she'll-
you mean?
Are you chained up?
Is he?
And she just kind of rubs. No, he's not. And she just kind of rubs her wrist at that one, shakes it out, and then just proceeds to do a full medical scan on him. He's in the quarantine bed, though.
He's fine. You remember that slip earlier? Yeah,
Mhm.
you have reduced is roll a d2.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But I healed him so much. We'll see.
Need restoration.
You have reduced his intelligence by 1
Okay, well, yeah, no.
permanently.
If I knew about it, I might restore it, but I don't, so I'm not.
No, and he probably won't notice it either.
No. No, you're fine.
Especially since his he goes from a 16 to a 15.
Yeah, it's nothing. You're welcome, by the way.
You did something?
Oh! And she'll walk over to the infectious disease cabinet and pull out the larvae. I removed your friend.
I'm expecting it to see, like, in a transparent cylinder floating in liquid.
That was in my brain.
Yep. You're not the only one, apparently.
Yeah. It's what we feared.
Who feared what?
The Knights. Something's happening across the galaxy. People are turning up not being who they are. We've quarantined the entire Avira lands, trying to make sure that, you know, we'd filter all communications coming in and out, making sure that whoever was trying to reach their spies or agents wouldn't be able to affect us under the light of the Old One.
You know, it'd be a lot easier if you had maybe not prevented medical technology from being in that filter, so when someone said they discovered a way to deal with it and that it could just go to the various medical professionals that needed it instead of being held up.
Could also have been just lies told from an agent of the Void to weaken us.
Oh, you're gonna be that asshole about this now?
May I remind you that I am still Lord High Inquisitor.
And we're not in the Holy Lands, and you're in my medical facility.
I would advise you to shut your mouth, human.
Make me.
I'm not really.
Apologies. Seems like I owe you my life.
And mine. And Doxy like walks in.
Silent staff.
Well, now that you're awake, hold still for a moment, and she goes and pulls up the hypo spray and inoculates him.
What is that for?
It'll prevent you from being infected for at least another year. Again.
Any void magic in there?
No, just a very good doctor.
Good.
And my tech.
It's
So
not
long
like you
as-
could be able to tell the difference.
No, but others would sense the void on me.
No, they wouldn't.
Well, I'd rather not take a chance.
And here Alec was saying something about curbing the Inquisition and making sure that the clerics of the Void could work in the Holy Lands.
Oh, we're not there yet. Clerics of the Void would have to first bend to the authority of the Church of the Light. They could operate, but... well, it's complicated. It's difficult. Right now, we're mostly going after the smaller heresies.
Your search for heresy will drive you beyond what you're capable of.
Well, that's exactly it. We're trying not to search for heresies on every street corner anymore.
I wish you luck.
I don't need luck, I have faith.
But which of one of us is the one that survived, and which one of us is the one that didn't get infected?
Fair point. Though I got infected because of my duty to the knights and not to my duty to the sun above.
The sun will blind you in this one, Amanat.
And he looks around your ship, well, around the med bay, and says, This is a fine facility you've got for yourself.
Thank you.
And you two are a member of her crew, I guess? Are you also sworn to the Void?
No. Am I supposed to be sworn to the Void?
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm pretty sure at
Amanat-
some point I would have made a disservice to the Void somehow.
No.
Well- I don't typically trust many religious people, so no. But I have begun trusting this one here since one, she has saved your life twice, actually, in the last 24 hours.
that's
Specifically particular.
At much risk to herself.
It seems they've been brash.
You wouldn't be you if you weren't. At least I know you're actually you and not some replacement. By the way, you might want to talk to Alec Tepp about what he's been doing with your identity for the last year.
Or maybe it's not best not to know, honestly.
Oh no,
It's too late. He knows now.
And yeah,
No,
you
he
see
needs-
his
no.
eyes peer at you. And there's just a raised eyebrow of slight confusion.
Apparently, Lord Amanat of House Tanis, Inquisitor of the Sun Above, has been moonlighting as a security officer for a illegal gambling ship.
How long was I out for him to start using my name?
At least a year. Enough that they've replaced you. And she goes and she'll walk over to the replicator and order what she remembers was his favorite thing for breakfast.
Eggs.
Ooh. No,
What?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm not even gonna say nothing.
It's
What kind of eggs?
predator species.
Not Avera eggs.
Chicken.
We were all thinking it.
Yeah, just regular like chicken eggs.
I was thinking it was gonna be fish, like Japanese. or
No,
something.
actually his favorite breakfast is eggs. Just raw in a bowl.
He goes full protein.
Mm-hmm. She'll bring that over and like sit it in front of him and just go here. Also, apparently the protocols went in place. Alec Tepp still doesn't know. Alec Tepp was saying that Anuk still doesn't know what's going on, so there's that. But apparently Alec Tepp convinced her that finding me was the way to go about it.
Well, he will have to be punished for what he did to my good name. But I won't be too harsh on him. After all, he found you and you saved me.
Mm-hmm. And he still seems to think that it's me that he has a crush on.
That who is a crush on?
Honestly, 30 years later and you still can't read a room. Well, eat. I'm going to check on your other people.
So you used to be fiance to her. How does that work?
Have you ever read about hell?
Oh shit! Well, nice knowing you.
And he gives you a knowing smile.
This guy is getting shut down, yo.
Nah, he just pulled the tail a little bit too hard.
I can still hear you.
And he just downs his bowl of fresh eggs.
Glad Unnook has to put up with you and I don't at the moment. And then she'll go and much more calmly and politely wake up the other two.
By slapping them, of course.
No, just slowly, like, prodding them awake. Like, obviously kinder to them than to him.
As you do that, make an insight check.
One of them is pretending to be asleep.
Has been listening for the whole time.
Or
Uh,
pretending to be
14.
alive.
A grand old 14.
You don't know what's behind it, but the moment you mention, shit, what's her name again?
Anouk.
Anouk. You heard a sigh come from Aminat.
So how many children are you up to now? Lord of House Tanis.
4.
Oh, he's got kids.
Though they are no longer mine.
And she'll turn at that. What happened? And she'll switch languages and say that in Avara. Well, it's supposed to sound like Celestial, so if you think that's what Celestial sounds like.
It's complicated.
You pissed off her mother.
Pissed off everyone. But the sun above requires sacrifices. And you see he straightens himself when he says that. I had work to do.
What did you do, Aminat?
One of mine. Pte. Unless, Deirdre, did you give me the list of names for their children? Okay, good, because I
No.
couldn't find it in the
I
family
don't-
tree.
No, neither did I.
Pte.
I didn't go that far. She wouldn't have known it.
PTEH. Third youngest. Was caught smuggling void artifacts.
And the child of the Inquisitor must be beyond the reproach.
Publicly, he was executed.
Where is he now?
I don't know. I gave him a hefty sum and sent him on his way. Anouk wasn't happy about it, and it so began the rift in our happy love life.
She cares still. She worked with Alec-Tup to find me.
Good on her. I have no time for family.
At that, she'll literally turn around, walk over to him, and flick him in the middle of the forehead.
And he looks at you impassively, but you can see the twitch in his eye from like the small tinge of pain from the flick. He says, with the Sepulture Knights and the Inquisition, I have no time for anything but my work.
Then you will fall, and with you, everything you protect.
If I
You
fall
know this,
defending If I fall defending the galaxy, then so be it.
But it won't be in glorious battle.
I've already seen how I will die.
No one sees how they will die. They see a story. And as much as I trust the void and praise its name, and it guides me on my path, for all things must return to it, even you, child of the sun above. You've forgotten the core tenet. We live in this world, we are not bound to it. Fate is what we make of it, and we can change it. I didn't trust a giant machine, and she switches languages at that point. She goes, I didn't trust a machine that says that they have seen everything with all possibilities and that they are the only path to salvation. I don't trust anything that says it thinks it knows everything. That's what we are here for. We have free will. We are used to change it.
Then perhaps you ought to visit the old one day.
Fuck the old one. He can go jump off a giant cliff. Oh! This is everything that... Oh! I can't handle you right now.
And he turns slightly to Eddard and Doxy and says, and just whispers the letter H-E-L-L.
Is there a way for me to sedate him back to sleep?
You know what? No, because we don't want him to get injured. He's still patient.
Now I will take my leave of you. I have much to do.
You won't yet. You're still my patient. You're not leaving until I say so. Sit your ass there and suck it up.
Like in the good old days, I see.
Doxy pulls out his taser, or his multi-tool, his omni-tool, and it converts into, or his glove converts into an arcing taser device, and he's like, I mean, it's either you listen to her or we keep you here forcefully.
I will remain then. And he crosses his legs. I need
and
to
it
pray.
winds down.
Can you allow me to pray? Or is it...
Well, why would I stop you from praying? That was never my problem. That was always yours.
Does he need a special facility to pray, or he's doing it right now? Okay, that's okay.
And he just retreats in silence, and you can see him pulse light, the same white light that was around the Ankh. The same goes off of him, but it pulses, following his heartbeat.
That's normal, right?
For him, yes.
Okay, well, I was expecting core rupture and meltdown.
No.
Walter, engage meditation protocols in quarantine cell B. You see, not all of us resort to violence. And Doxy walks away.
But violent works sometimes.
She'll turn to the other two knights and wake them up. But she doesn't want to let anyone off this ship until after the captain has spoken to them all and gotten every information that he can. Because she doesn't want to deal with this again. But she's probably going to have to talk to Amanat before he leaves again.
All right. In that case, what we'll do is I'll talk to Justin between the two games, ask him all the questions that he wants to ask them, so he can focus on you three right now.
Yep.
Anything else that you want to do before we send these people off?
Or we send them off. I mean, I suppose Doxy would be curious about the would be curious about the ship the ship they were on, as well as kind of their mission, their purpose, I mean, this is potentially stuff that
Yeah,
that
it's
Captain would ask, but I was also thinking of from like the technological perspective, like I could potentially trace. Actually, yeah. So this isn't necessarily before. Well, yeah, before they fly off, Doxy would access their ship and basically download records of their navigational history.
Ooh,
Make
know
it-
where they went.
Make a data check.
Could I say that the captain assisted me?
Sure.
Because this would be stuff that he would do, I think, too, or he would ask me to do it.
Yeah.
In which case, it would have advantage.
Which doesn't change much in this case, but yeah, you would know that this shuttle is actually brand new. It left the wow, I forgot. I was gonna say Ironworks, but that's not it.
The foundry, or
Or
the,
like the place in space where they
yeah, the orbital
build them.
construction.
yeah.
Yeah, construction
Um,
facility,
and then
space
was
dock.
space dock.
Yeah.
That's
was affixed to the Sepulture ship, made a few rounds in the Avira Holy Lands, and then left the Avira Holy Lands and jumped into literally random Maw gates, Maw stations across the galaxy.
potentially losing the trail or something like that, or
Yeah.
making
Or making sure that nobody could follow them.
Right.
But the shuttle itself was always within the bigger ship when that happened, and then the other, the one other trip that they made was to from that bigger ship to your ship where it is docked currently.
the rendezvous.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess with that, another question I would ask is around. Ooh, Well, I mean, I guess there were two. The one would be like I guess the roster of the ship. Just kind of like get an idea of who was on it. See if there's any discrepancies. And then another one would be, because I mean we were ambushed, so the other would be potentially pulling the footage from like security footage of the entire ship for like the duration that it's existed, as much as I can. But the idea is that I want to comb through that to discover like if people have been sneaking around or basically like out of base observing behaviors that would maybe lead me to believe that they were insurgents in some shape or form.
Make a perception or investigation, whichever you want.
Investigation it is.
So, through your investigation of the footage of anything surrounding this ship, you found a blip. A one frame inconsistency in the whole footage. Takes you a lot of time to find it. The moment that the shuttle left the Sepulture ship to rendezvous with your ship, with the Scarlet Trust, there was a haze that appeared right under the other ship. It lasted for a split second, really a frame, and then disappeared. What you think it is when an ethereal ship merged with the physical ship
Material plane.
on the material plane, and the mind flayers jumped on the other one. That's where the haze happened. They didn't have to do much anyway, just take like not even a step, and they'd be on this shuttle instead of their own ship. And then the other ship disappears. It's very hard to see, but it seems like either they were tailing you or they were tailing them. And they knew when to strike.
Got it. Okay, that's ominous. Doxy will basically take these notes, and however long it took him to find it, and when it's appropriate, he'll relay it to the crew. But for now, it's probably just with him.
All right. Anything specific you want to do, Edard?
Well, I was gonna go and take a look at the box again to just inspect the pistols because I didn't really have much of a chance to look at them.
If I could interject real fast,
Uh-huh.
Doxy would like leave a little paper note on it describing what they do.
Ah,
So there's like a post-it on each of the
Like-
pistol.
with like a heart and like Doxy signing Doxy.
oh, he's so thoughtful.
So yeah, you without even spending a short rest playing with them, you know what they do.
Now that's useful. Too bad I prefer my good old slug throwers. I'm gonna put them back in. I'm not grabbing them.
Okay. Twitch is like, can I have them?
Depends. If you grab them and the Sepulchre Knight wants them back, you might have to.
Give them back?
Yeah.
Shoot them in the
unfortunately.
face.
We don't shoot them in the face. They're, I guess, our supposed allies right now. I would not suggest you steal them. We can ask to keep them as, I don't know, maybe sort of payment of sort, because we saved the lives.
All right, fine.
I mean, you've already got the staff, so why would you need the pistols?
You're giving me the staff? Where is it?
It's not in the box. I thought you grabbed it.
I don't have it.
Just make sure it comes back in the box, okay? It's not for us to keep. It really is not for us to keep.
But I can keep the pistol unless they ask us to give them back.
I suppose, yes, that would be correct.
Whee! And Twitch jumps on the pistol, takes them, and then shoots 2 shots in the air.
Oh, the ceiling.
And hooks one of the pipes in the ceiling. It makes a sound and then burnt marks.
And then he suffers 1d4 damage.
No, technically he hit with both, but it's not a living creature, so the magic in the pistol doesn't activate.
You hear over the comms. Who depressurized venting pipe 6? What are you up to?
That was me, Doxy. I had a misfire. Everything's fine. Everything's good.
How are you?
How are you? Yeah, how are you? Everything's fine up here. How are you?
Have you been pilfering Zred's movies? I know I've seen that movie a few months ago.
I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. I think I've been built with references in mind.
Possibly.
I have this thing called Fourth Wall. I don't know what it does, but I keep seeing it.
Is that similar to Fortnite?
Oh, you mean Twicenite?
Yes. But aside from distributing the loot as I see fit, as a very generous person, there's not much else I can do right now. I really want to disengage the other ship because I don't know if somehow through the airlock more Illithid are going to come by.
All right. And I think we'll do one last scene with Kebichet before turning it off for the evening. Is that good with everyone?
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
She waits till everyone's clear of the medical facility and just kind of kicks them all out, except for Amanat, and then closes and locks the door.
come to finish the job, have you?
Have I ever actually harmed you?
I believe your surgery would have harmed me a great deal.
Harmed, not hurt. Harmed.
No. Why are you here?
It can't go on like this, Amanat. You know that. Look at yourself.
I'm fine. Why?
You can't lie to me about this. You're not fine.
I scanned your ship through the light of the sun above.
And
You're harboring an anomaly.
the Void Dragon, yes.
A what?
Didn't know that now, did you?
No, that's not what I meant, but you have... These creatures are dangerous, Katesh.
Volans is very, very cute. He likes me.
Well, of course.
What anomaly are you talking about then?
I don't know, one of your crew members, I guess. Alive, but not quite alive.
You mean Whitney?
Maybe, I don't know.
She suffered a small form of disintegration. She recovered. Sort of.
He looks at you puzzled.
It's not important. Amanat, you can't keep doing this. You're turning yourself into what you didn't want to be.
Someone has to.
But you swore that you would never become your father, and look at who you are.
I have a duty to uphold. I can't back down now.
And when duty becomes cold, and you can no longer stare into the light because it blinds you, what will you do?
Not turn to the void for shade, that's for sure.
I don't expect when have I ever attempted evangelization?
I don't know, I haven't seen you in 30 years.
This is true, but no, this is not me attempting to evangelize you. This is me being a doctor and telling you that your mental health will break. You will become the man that you did not want to be.
Someone has to be High Inquisitor.
Maybe.
And if it's not me, it might just be someone worse. Someone who's not in with the Knights of the Sepulchre.
Maybe try and talk to Anouk? Because even a High Inquisitor needs someone to talk to.
Is that your advice?
Well, you're not going to talk to Alektep. You can't talk to me anymore.
No. I can't stay on this ship any longer.
But if you need to, I have a Dropbox.
a secure channel?
Extremely.
We'll see. It might come in useful.
Don't just think about useful, think about you. Because if you break and shatter, what will happen?
I tend not to dwell on that.
Ever the strong wall pushing through. Sword of the sun above. Go in their grace, Amanat.
It was kind seeing you again, Kitesh.
It was many things seeing you again, Amanat. It was not horrible.
And he gets up from the table and gets closer to you and puts a hand on your shoulder and says, I would say go with the light of the sun above, but I know this would mean nothing to you.
Sometimes the light can't help everyone.
You never needed help.
No. But now I have those that will.
And he pulls you in for a hug
She'll let him.
and whispers in your ears, if this ever becomes public, I will have you arrested.
If this ever becomes public, I'll have you shot.
And he pulls away and says, until we meet again, Lady Kitesh.
Until we meet again, Lord Amanat. And she'll just, like, turn her back and walk away from him.
Phew, I got scared you were gonna say I'm gonna shoot him.
No.
Uh,
She's not gonna shoot him. She saved his life. God damn it.
and you walk away one direction in the ship. Amanat, Alphonse, and Stephanie walk the other way. And Amanat turns around and says, oh, and by the way, you can keep the trinkets. I won't need them.
You're still a pretentious ass.
And on these wise words,
Haha.
we're gonna end tonight's session.
And quickly, Eddard sneaks into the med bay. You two should kiss, and just runs away.
Oh my god.
Tension. So, I hope you enjoyed tonight's session.
Oh yes.
Thank you for coming to play. Thank you for everyone in chat watching. Thank you for the donations. Really appreciated.
Oh, you better believe it.
Yeah, well, the party has gotten some nifty gadgets out of this.
I've got a staff.
Yeah, you've got a...
See, I was completely justified in my actions. I knew.
Yeah, it's a +2 staff too, so it's
That you can't
kind of the
use.
strongest weapon. Well, he can, just without proficiency bonuses.
I can learn.
But yeah, that's it. Like Doxy's gonna turn that into something.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask her, Kevachet might teach you how to use it.
Oh.
Yeah, Kevachet's gonna teach you how to use your stick.
Oh. Wow.
That I gotta see.
I meant
Oh.
staff
She's
fighting.
proficient
I
in it.
meant staff fighting. Come on.
Exactly.
Really,
I
it
can
came
probably
out of your
learn how to
mouth.
do it too.
I mean, all of this just falls under phrasing, so
You would assign this innuendo to me to little old me. Pure of heart, innocent.
Bullshit.
Your handle is literally the provider of smut. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, not to call you out.
Smut. It's provider of smut. It's French for classical literature.
And
Wait a second. I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me right, it's called bullshit right now.
So on that note, let's go around the table and outro ourselves. Where can we find you on the internet? Let's start with our good engineer, Doxy.
Hi, I'm Eddie Freeman. You can find me on the internet at Pixel Pirate, with the first E being a 3, on Twitters, and yeah, pretty much Ninja Studio everywhere else. So yeah, I'm basically around doing D&D stuff as well as other things, tabletop role-playing games. I'm all about them, storytelling, all about them. So hit me up.
Cool. And how about the ship's bouncer and bodyguard?
I've been downgraded to bouncer.
Security personnel.
There you go. As long as I don't say red shirt, I'll be fine.
No, you don't have a red shirt.
Yet. You can find me on Twitter at @the_Gambit. And you can find me here next week for another game of Let's Loot the Ship and Get Away with It.
Yeah, we'll see how often that works.
Yeah.
And what about the ship's doctor?
Hello all, you know me. I'm at Georgia Donlan on Twitter or Praxagora Thesmiophoria as you see me hanging out in the Twitch chat. And usually you'd find me on Friday back here for some Castle Falkenstein, but I will not be here this week for reasons. But come watch the drama unfold there. I will be back on Saturday as we deal with some fine folk going really mad now as we build up to the end of Go West. And then Sunday over on Soul Bear RPG for some Shattered Family drama. There's a lot of that right now. My mother came back. It's fine.
Seems like it's a theme with you. Everything is fine, but we know it's not.
I make complex characters. It's fun.
And I am Simon at Wandering DM. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for hanging out in chat. Thanks for playing in this game that I made. You can we stream here. I was gonna say you can find me. You can find me on Twitter at Wandering_DM. But we play here every week from Tuesday to Saturdays. Playing Dark Matter on Tuesdays. We play Dungeons and Dragons Classic D&D 5th edition on Thursdays. We play Castle Falkenstein on Fridays, and we play Pulp Cthulhu on Saturdays. Also, we are sponsored by Mage Hand Press. If you ever want to buy their products, such as Dark Matter, the game that we're playing in, or even their new book Tankards and Taverns, which deals with drinking heavily and waking up in random places and other things that you can do if you own a tavern, you can go to store.magehandpress.com, and if you use coupon code WanderingDM, you get 15% off your purchases. On that note, let's go and raid our friends at the Greyhawk channel. And let's show Greg that... No, that's not Greg. That's the Greyhawk channel. Oh boy. I'm due for another coffee. That didn't work.
Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, that's weird. The Greyhawk channel. The Greyhawk channel. Well then. We'll skip the raid then for tonight. Seems that the command doesn't work. And we'll see you again next week. Ciao everyone.
Bye.
Bye.